Hey folks, I'm Nathan with the ebookreader.com. For this video, I'm going to give you guys a review of the Kindle Oasis, Amazon's new e-reader with this specialized charging cover and this new really unusual asymmetrical design where it's really super thin on one side and then thicker on this side where you hold it, and then it's just sort of the weight distribution centers the mass of the device in your palm of your hand, so it feels even lighter than it actually is. So it's just like a new design for Kindles and completely. And then the cover, of course, I already did a video showing this cover in detail, so I'm not going to go to a whole lot of depth. Basically, you just set the Kindle on there, and then the cover has that battery built into the back, and that actually runs the device as well as a smaller battery on the Kindle. So they took a lot of the battery out in order to get it that thin, and then they just put it in the cover instead. So it's that's why the cover is included with this Kindle. So then the cover, it also folds back quite nicely and adds a little bit of thickness to this side, so you can actually hold it from this side if you wanted to. So then the way the Kindle sits in your hand, your thumb rests right over the button, and then you can use it to turn pages. And then if you wanted to switch hands, you just go like that, and it has a built-in accelerometer to turn the pages, rotate the screen automatically around. So the Kindle, it has like a metal infused frame. It does feel kind of metally. I was kind of surprised by the feel of it. It does feel really solid for being so thin and light. It's got those contacts right there for the charging cover. It has a USB port up here. That's how the cover is charged as well. And you can also transfer content on your Kindle via the USB port. And then we have that power button right there. And that's it. I mean, there's nothing else on any of the other sides. It's just got these dedicated page buttons, which I do like quite a lot. So the cool thing about the buttons is you can actually use them in landscape mode too. Unlike the Kindle Voyage, for some reason, the page sensors didn't work when you switched it over to landscape mode, but you can switch this one over to landscape mode. I actually like using it in landscape quite a lot. Kind of fits comfortable in the crook of your hand right here with your thumb over the button. It's kind of better to switch the buttons though, because that one works better for forward, but that one's set up for back. Naturally, this one's set up for forward and this one's set up for back, but you can switch those in the settings menu to how to go the other way if you want. So as far as hardware, it has the same 300 PPI ink Carta screen as the Kindle Paperwhite 3 and the Kindle Voyage, so there hasn't been any change there. There also hasn't been any change to the main components. Like, it still has the same processor as the other Kindles, and it also has the same 4 gigabytes of internal storage space. So there's not a whole lot of difference aside from the change in the design, the adding of the page button. So the software is the same as it is on other Kindles. Like I was saying in the comparison review with the Paperwhite, the software is exactly the same as it is on the Paperwhite, and it also is the same as it is on the entry-level Kindles. So here's a look at the front light on the Kindle Oasis. It does have a nice front light. It has more LEDs than the previous models. It has 10 of them along the side here. So this model looks quite good. The front light, it's quite even. With the Kindle Voyage, it kind of had some blotchy, discolored hues like in the center of the screen. You couldn't really see it when there was ambient light, but when you had the device at low levels at night, then you could kind of see it. But I don't see any discolored hues on the Oasis's screen at all. I really like it. It looks really nice and even. It does have a little bit of shadowy areas, which you can't see in this video. You can only see it when it's like really super dark and you have the brightness turned up a bit. It has a little bit of a shadow area on the side here, which is very common for LED front lights. Usually the LEDs are at the bottom, so it usually has a subtle shadowy LED cones at the bottom of front light e-readers, but this one has a little bit of it on the side, so it's not completely perfect, but it is the best front light on the Kindles I've seen. It's very similar to the Paperwhite, but it has a little bit more even, a little bit more brighter too, because of the added lights on the screen there. Alright, so Amazon recently updated the firmware on Kindles, and they got this new home screen that looks like this. If you have like a wish list or you have a Goodreads account, it will show a list of books right here. I don't have either, so it just shows that. And then it also shows this recommended section down here. And if you have the ad supported models, it'll show an ad down here, and it'll also show an ad on the screensaver. But if you pay an extra 20 bucks, you get rid of that ad. A lot of people don't like this home screen because it's basically just trying to sell you stuff everywhere. But you have these 3 books right here. So you can actually go into the settings and change this home screen. It's up in the device options of settings, and hit home screen view off, and then it will go back to the old style home screen where it lists 6 covers. But you can also go right here and switch over to list view. So if you just wanted to view a list of books instead, cool thing about the page buttons, they also work when you're using lists and shopping in the store, so they're not just for turning pages. They also will navigate your home screen. You can navigate when you turn on like when you look up a word, it brings up this pop-up. You can use that to go through them as well. So I'll show that in a little while here. So let's switch back to the cover view. So we also have some different sorting options, as you can see here. You can sort by your own documents if you wanted to, and then we also have the additional sorting options over here. So the way it works is there's your all section, which has all your books listed from your Kindle store. You got to go to the download section to show what you have on your device. So this device supports a few different formats. It supports PDF, as I have right here. I got this manual on here. I'll do a different video for PDFs. Let's go ahead and talk about ebooks, but let's go ahead and round out this home screen first. So we have a store link up here. So you got the Kindle store. You can go shopping directly on your device, of course. We've got the Goodreads access right there if you have a Goodreads account. So up here we got the search bar. This is a really fast way to find stuff on your device. All you have to do is type in one letter and it'll start bringing up options like authors and books with that. So all you have to do is start typing and it will give you suggestions, so you don't have to type in the whole word or anything like that. Then over here on the section over here with the added features, we've got an experimental web browser. We've got Kindle Free Time, which is content for kids. You can have this set up on your device for kids. I don't know why you'd want a kid using your Kindle Oasis. It seems like you'd be better off getting a paperwhite for that. But anyway, you also have the vocabulary builder, which keeps track of all the words you look up in the dictionary, and then you can use flashcards to go through them, mark them as mastered, whatnot. I've also got the option to create collections on here. So if you just want to create a collection, all you have to do is give it a name. And then you can add books to it. It gives you this whole list of your books, and you can just add whatever you want to it, and then it will get added to the home screen. I don't really like dealing with collections because it kind of muddies things up, and then it also adds them to all your other devices. It gets kind of weird. But I don't know. Some people like using them. I just like, whenever I need to find something, I'll just run a search because, like I saed, it's so easy. All you got to do is type in one letter and it starts giving you a list of stuff. That's kind of how I navigate. I don't usually keep a lot of things on the device at once, but it just sort of depends on how you keeping your e-reader. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the reading features now. It's the same as it is with other Kindles, so nothing has changed as far as the reading experience other than the buttons, which is sort of retro when you think about it, because Kindles always used to have buttons, but now somehow that's premium, which is kind of weird. But I do really like the buttons. You can also use the buttons, like I was saying, if you hold down on something, it'll bring up these windows. You can use the buttons to scroll through these windows. So it gives you the Wikipedia window. And you've also got the translations right here. We can also translate it to a number of languages. You see here from the list, it uses Bing Translate. So you do have to have wireless connected to use the translations. But a lot of this other stuff, like the dictionary and stuff, you don't have to have the internet connected for that. You don't have to have internet connected for X-ray either. So you got the usual highlights, notes. You can add text notes to any word that you highlight. And then that will get added to that clippings folder you saw on the home screen earlier. And then you can use that. You can also access that in other ways if you wanted to get your notes off of your device. So there's a number of different ways to get the notes off of your e-reader once you add them. So you can also export your highlights like you can your notes. You can also switch out the dictionary. There's some different dictionaries available on your device. You have to go all the way into your cloud collection. For me, it's all the way at the end because I keep it sorted by recent. But you do have a whole bunch of different foreign language dictionaries included in your Kindle. You just don't know it because they don't show up on your Kindle, but like I'm saying, they're in your cloud. Alright, so they changed the navigation menu here a while back. We've got the quick settings menu now. It used to be a light bulb for the light. Now we can adjust the light from the quick settings menu right here. And like I was saying earlier, with the Oasis, it shows you your percentage when you have the cover connected. When you don't have it connected, it won't show you a percentage at all. So you got the airplane mode toggle up here. You can access your full settings menu from up here. So they recently changed how this works. They used to have like orientation and reading progress from the settings tab, but now it's all located here on the text tab. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail showing these different font types, but these are the included font types because I already uploaded a video going in detail showing all these different font types on the Oasis and all the different font sizes that you can use. So I'm not going to redo that here, but I'll just give you a quick look at a couple of the different font sizes. That is the largest one. So Bookerly is the most popular font. They also added Amazon Ember here with this device. So we've got a couple, one new font choices, and we've got the 8 different font sizes. it shows up really well even at the lowest size because of the high-res screen. So even if you do like reading on the lowest setting here, if you get it up close, I mean it actually shows up really clearly. So like I was saying, we got the new tab here where all the stuff is located on your font list here, where you got the spacing here as well, margins, and the landscape option, and then the reading progress as well, which shows down here in the bottom corner, so you can switch it between time left in book, time left in chapter, location in book. If your book has page numbers, you got that as an option as well, but not all books have page numbers. You can also just turn it off entirely, of course. You can also tap down here, just toggle through it. Alright, so some of the added features up here. We've got the sharing option for Facebook and Twitter. You also have Goodreads on there. We've got the bookmark option, which is cool because it will show you your other bookmarks that you've added. And if you tap on one of your other bookmarks, it brings you up this preview. And then you can jump to that page if you want to. And you can add and remove bookmarks just by tapping that corner up there. From the Go-To tab over here, which shows our table of contents. You can also access your notes over here, the notes section. So some books, they have an X-ray feature up here, and it gives you additional info about the book, about the characters. You can also use the page buttons to scroll through this. It has a notable clip section here in the beginning, and we have different terms up here. We can search by different characters in the book. So it's just sort of an added feature, the X-ray feature here. It's also available on the Kindle app and like Kindle tablets and whatnot. So a couple other details in the settings menu. You can view information about the book. You can also, one cool thing I like about the home screen is that isn't available on Fire tablets, which I could never understand, is if you hold down on your titles, you get additional information, including the option to view the book description. So if you have a bunch of titles on your device, you can just go ahead and if you're trying to figure out which one to read, you can go ahead and see the reviews and the description. And then we have a bunch of other options on there as well. You can just jump directly to your bookmarks from the home screen, add it to your Goodreads shelf. So you got those different options on here. Another cool feature, you can swipe up from the bottom and it opens the quick page scan view. You can hold down on this and we'll scan through the pages, which is kind of weird because if you hold down on the page button, it does nothing. It will turn the page once, but I thought holding down the page button would make it scan, but it doesn't. So you can scan through pages that way, and then it has a history as well. So if you go somewhere and then you open this up again, you can jump back to where you were. Like if you're using a nonfiction title or something. You also have this little icon down here when you tap up there to activate the settings here where you can access that as well. So we can go back to 59. There we go. Alright folks, so that's been a walkthrough. The majority of the features that are available on the Kindle Oasis here. Check out the ebookreader.com. On the written review I'll have some additional info. I've also got a comparison post between the Paperwhite 3, and I'll also be posting some other videos as well. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and you have a good day.